21 laws of power. These laws will quickly make you powerful and wise. Based on the thoughts of masters like Machiavelli, Gracian, and Chanakya, and on life experience of the author by Barry Nirmal. This video is dedicated to three gurus who have influenced me deeply. They are Chanakya, Machiavelli, and Baltasar Gracian. Chanakya was Indian political genius. He wrote Chanakya Niti, a book of rules of wisdom. Gracian was a Spanish Jesuit priest who wrote The Art of Worldly Wisdom. Machiavelli wrote The Prince, a book of laws for rulers including princes, presidents, and dictators. Warning: these rules are to be taken with a grain of salt. Use your judgment and do not follow them blindly. For example, one rule says to avoid the miserable. This is a very good rule. But if your loved one, for example, a brother or parent, is miserable, do not shun him, do not avoid him. There is a rule that says be crooked, but often it helps to be honest. If you follow this rule blindly and gain a reputation for being crooked, honest people will avoid you. Also, people who have mental illness of some kind should avoid reading or following these rules. These rules of power are for those who are mentally fit and have good judgment. Rule number 1: never trust friends too much. Learn how to use enemies. Chanakya says, quote, do not tell your secrets even to friends, for if he should get angry with you, he may bring all your secrets to light, unquote. History is replete with examples of how powerful people were betrayed and even killed by those whom they befriended and groomed. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi got to be the president of Egypt in 2014 after a coup d'etat by the military to take Mohammed Morsi out of the president's palace. El-Sisi was appointed Minister of Defense by Morsi in 2012. He was involved in toppling Morsi. Wise people use enemies because in politics there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. Number 2, hide your intentions. Gracian teaches that the most practical knowledge consists in disguising your intentions. He that plays with cards exposed runs a risk of losing the stakes. Stalin is a very good example. He was master of the art of politics. Being a born Christian, he had read Gracian at an early age. He planned his moves within the party but never told anyone about them. Once his goal was attained, he planned his next move. No one could guess what he was planning. This is how he gained absolute power and became dictator of the country. Number 3, be crooked. Do not be straightforward or too honest. Chanakya says, quote, do not be very upright in your dealings, for you would see by going to the forest that straight trees are cut down while crooked ones are left standing, unquote. If you are straightforward and honest, your enemies will know all your secrets and they will use them to put you down, defeat you. People in power want their subjects to be straightforward because this makes the latter easy to rule. This is why Mao wrote, quote, communists should be open and straightforward, unquote. But he himself was a shrewd politician. Number 4, stay away from the miserable and unlucky. Chanakya says, quote, he who befriends a man whose conduct is vicious, whose vision impure, and who is notoriously crooked is rapidly ruined, unquote. Some people become miserable due to their actions, but it is best to avoid the company of miserable people. Better to befriend people who are happy and successful because they can inspire you, help you. Misery seeks company, and miserable people will only make you miserable. But if your brother, sister, a close friend, or parent is miserable, do not avoid them. Number 5, keep people dependent on you. Gracian teaches that the wise man would rather see men needing him than thanking him. To keep them on the threshold of hope is diplomatic. To trust to their gratitude, boorish. Hope has good memory, gratitude a bad one. More is to be gotten from dependence than from courtesy, says Gracian. He who has satisfied his thirst turns his back on the well, and the orange once sucked falls from the golden platter into the waste basket. When dependence disappears, good behavior goes with it as well as respect. Number 6, with a wicked person or a bully, behave like a wicked or bully. Chanakya says in Sanskrit, quote, Sate Satyam, unquote. That is, behave with a bully like a bully, and with a wicked man like a wicked man. Similarly, a nation should deal with a bully nation as a bully. This is the only language a bully understands. Number 7, avoid writing or discussing politics or religion at work or on any social media. Politics and religion are divisive topics. There are so many religions and there are so many political parties within the country. Followers of a religion and a political party become very emotional when someone criticizes their religion or party. A Muslim will kill you if you attack their prophet. So, it is best to avoid these emotive topics and discuss arts, movies, sports, weather, or such harmless topics. Number 8, on social media, avoid getting into arguments with strangers. Do not threaten anyone. Threatening anyone with violence in most countries is illegal and can get you fired from job or land you in jail. Also remember that anything you write on social media is readable by the authorities even after you have deleted them. A stranger you are dealing with can be a very good person, or he can be a murderer or a rapist. So better to avoid arguing with strangers. Number 9, be content with your own wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend. If you have a significant other, don't start an affair with anyone. Chanakya says, quote, a man should be content with his own wife, with food and with wealth, unquote. Getting attracted to someone else or trying to start an extramarital affair is going to lead you to the path of ruin. Your marriage or relationship will be ruined, and if you have kids, their lives will be ruined too. Remember, when the lights are out, all women, or men as the case may be, seem the same. Number 10, always say less than necessary. It is natural to try to impress others with words. But remember that the more you talk, the more common you appear, and the less you are in control. People who talk a lot tend to say something that is inappropriate, offensive, or foolish. Even if you are saying something boring or unoriginal, it will seem original if you make it vague and open-ended. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. Stalin, who had mastered the art of gaining power, used to talk less and listen more. By listening to others, he could judge their character correctly and quickly and decide who could be his allies and how to befriend them and who to avoid. Also, people tend to avoid those who talk too much. When you talk too much, others get less chance to speak, and they will resent you for this lack of opportunity to express themselves. Number 11, stay away from drugs and addictions of any kind, including addiction to porn websites. Drugs and alcohol are highly addictive. Opioids, LSD, cocaine, and such drugs give you temporary high but make you addicted and end up killing you. People fall into trap of alcohol and drugs due to bad company. If your friend is alcoholic or a drug addict, avoid him like plague. Porn websites or even soft porn are the curse of modernity. They corrupt your mind and soul. Stay away from them as you would stay away from drugs. It is hard to gain power or wisdom when you are addicted to drugs or porn. Number 12, write your thoughts in your private diary, not on social media. Writing in private diary has therapeutic effect. It works like a release valve for pressure building in your mind due to your negative thoughts, which can be thoughts of resentment, self-hate, inferiority complex, revenge, or envy. But protect your diary by locking it with a strong password. By writing down your grievances, problems, and questions, you will be able to read through them and think through them more clearly. With a diary, you don't have to keep everything bottled up inside. You can express how you are feeling and work through your thoughts and problems with your own words. When you write on social media, you may enjoy when people comment, but you are dealing with strangers who may also write nasty comments that will hurt you. Your boss may also read your writing and he may think low of you. So the best thing is to write in a private diary or journal or tell your feelings to your loved ones whom you trust. Number 13, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you want your tenant not to damage the house, telling him to do so to help you protect your investment is not the way. Rather, tell him that if he damages, he will lose his deposit and the lease may not be renewed. If you want your subordinates to work harder on a project, do not tell them that this will help you get promoted, but rather that working hard will ensure their promotion and salary increase. Number 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy. When in company of friends, learn to ask probing questions, but in a subtle way. Ask indirect questions to find out their weaknesses and intentions. Talk less and ask more questions. Talking too much yourself is a bad habit. Get your own spies to find information about your opponents. Everyone needs friends, and the best way to gather information is by posing as a friend. Use spying tools if necessary. Number 15, crush and defeat your enemy totally. Many great leaders from the time of Moses have learned, sometimes the hard way, that the enemy must be crushed and destroyed totally and mercilessly. In a forest, even a small ember, if left alight, can grow into a big fire and burn down the whole forest. Stopping halfway and letting an enemy live and prosper is the worst mistake one can make. Total annihilation is the only solution. Take the examples of Stalin and Hitler, two dictators who knew something about power. When Stalin found that his enemy Trotsky was plotting against him, he allowed the latter to go and live abroad. But when from Mexico City he continued to oppose Stalin, the dictator sent his trusted agent to kill him. When Hitler found that his famous general Rommel was conspiring with others to overthrow him, he forced Rommel to commit suicide. This way, the fire of opposition to Hitler's dictatorship was extinguished. Had Hitler been merciful, Rommel would have overthrown his regime. If you let your enemy live, even if he is wounded, he will soon recover from his wounds and will come and kill you. History is replete with examples of treachery on the part of forgiven enemies. Crush the enemy not only in body but also in spirit and also ideologically. Ideological destruction is as important as physical annihilation. Number 16. Do not outshine the master. Gracian teaches that all victories breed hate, and that over your superior is foolish or fatal. Superiority is always detested. They are princes, that is, bosses, and wish to be so in that most princely of qualities. They will allow a man to help them but not to surpass them, and will have any advice rendered to them appear like a recollection of something they have forgotten than as a guide to something they cannot find. The stars teach us this finesse with happy tact. Though they are his children and brilliant like him, they never rival the brilliance of the sun. If you try to outshine your boss, that is your superior, he may feel insecure and he will try to get rid of you to protect his own power and position. Number 17. Know who you are dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. This world is full of all kinds of people. Some like to seek revenge. If you deceive or outmaneuver such people, they will spend their whole lives seeking revenge. Also, when choosing whom to oppose or fight, avoid people who are filthy rich or are too powerful. Some people are powerful or rich, but appear to be weak or poor. They are wolves in lamb's clothing. Choose your victims and opponents carefully. Number 18. Do not commit to anyone. Fools always rush to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause, but to yourself. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another, making them pursue you. Number 19. Learn to make friends with the right people. Chanakya says, quote, never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness, unquote. He says further, quote, he who befriends a man whose conduct is vicious, whose vision impure, and who is notoriously crooked is rapidly ruined, unquote. Further he says, quote, it is better to be without a friend than to befriend a rascal, and better to be without a wife than to have a bad one, unquote. Even when you have made a good friend, do not tell him your top secrets, even though a friend is one in whom we can confide. The best place to keep your secrets is in your heart. Gracian says, quote, a man is judged by his friends. There are some friendships legitimate and others illicit. A wise friend wards off worries, but a foolish one brings them about, unquote. Number 20. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. In the heat of victory, arrogance and overconfidence can push you past the goal you had aimed for, and by going too far, you make more enemies than you defeat. Do not allow successes to go to your head. Remember to have a strategy and plan things carefully. Set a goal, and when you reach, stop. Some people win, and even after that, they continue to fight. Barack Obama, after he became the first black president of the United States, realized that he needed to have more friends and less enemies. So he brought even the capable members of the opposition Republican Party into cabinet. This way, he broadened his support and went on to rule for 2 full terms, the maximum allowed. Number 21, despise the free lunch. People who offer you free lunch have an ulterior motive. They want to impress you so as to gain some kind of favor from you. If your boss takes you to free lunch, he wants either that you not quit or that you not ask for raise or promotion. Enjoy his free lunch, but keep in mind what he is aiming at. It is better to pay full price. Goods that are sold at discount are either obsolete, inferior, or outdated. What has worth is worth paying for. By paying your own way, you stay clear of gratitude, guilt, and deceit. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, click on the bell icon so you will be informed about any new videos we post. Also, write your thoughts or feedback of any kind in the comment section below. If you want us to create any other video, please write in the comment section. Thank you.